See, like I was saying, I've recorded this before, however, I think it's easier recording it live. That way I have someone to talk to, bounce ideas off what I'm thinking. And also, it makes me feel more approachable. What do you think? Because I think so. So, the topic of conversation is Zani. Specifically, I think with the release of Zani, it has highlighted Wuthering Waves' biggest issue. Or better yet, exposed the biggest issue Wuthering Waves has. But before that, here's some background. So it's been doom posted to an extent where Zani. When Zani is infantile at a nearby resonator inflicts spectro-frazzle upon a target. Immediately consumes all spectro-frazzle stacks and triggers the corresponding damage. Okay, whatever. Which, by the way, I've not read any of this kit. It is far too long. It's like I'm playing Honkai Star Rail. Or better yet, it's like I'm trying to read Limber's Company. I'm not here for word creep or power creep. I'm here for a good game that's balanced and healthy. And, don't get me wrong, it still is. So, here it is. Blaze is capped at 100 when not in Inferno mode. Now, from what I can remember, or from what I've been told as well in the scene and watched, to do this, you need Spectro-Frazzle. The issue is, Zani doesn't do it enough by herself. Do you know who does do that? Phoebe. And Phoebe just so happens to be rerunning in Phase 1 with Zani. Nothing like being forced on you. Those are the weapons, blah blah blah. Now, I'm not a big Spectro fan, so I'm most likely skipping Zani. We'll see, we've got 22 days to decide. But I don't like Phoebe. I've been clear, I don't mind the character anymore, I'm just not a big fan of the design. And I will always advocate both for who you like the look of, who looks fun, who plays fun. And for me, Phoebe's not it. What can I say? Feel free to disagree, critique. My opinions are my opinions, your opinions are yours. My thoughts aren't yours. Okay? Glad we got that out of the way with. So, why is this a big issue? Because with Zani, it's either Phoebe or Spectro Rover. And Phoebe does everything Spectro Rover wishes they could do for Zani. By like, I think it's 100 to 120, 130% increase. Don't get me wrong, Zani Rover works fine. Zani plus Phoebe works even better. There is no 4-star option. In fact, to make things even worse, no new 4-stars there. I can't remember the last time there was a new 4-star. It's very bad. Okay, admittedly, I wrote this list of notes I wanted to take, and I was a bit in the moment heated with emotions. I wanted to let time kind of pass and cool down, get my thoughts in order. So let's go over this. So it's important to note, this whole thing is still predatory. Also, this is absolute garbage. Do you remember Mavrika's sit lolly? Yeah, it happened again. What's important is, there's no new 4-star. It's so garbage that it's not an option. Kuro games have had their flaws, admittedly. But every time they've had flaws and bugs, critiques, things wrong with the game, they've usually listened and responded in a well and timely fashion to where, you know, we let bygones be bygones. But we call them out on it. That's the important thing, calling them out when something's garbage. I really believe, genuinely, no new 4-stars fucking sucks. It really does. It limits. Knowing I have to play Zani with Phoebe to get max potential out of Zani's kit. As it says here. Let me just get point number 8. It feels very limited and self-contained. My skill expression playing Zani is nerfed because I need a dedicated Spectro Rover or Phoebe. Yeah, that too. As someone's pointed out in the chat, which I've hidden because I will get distracted. Don't get me wrong, I will get distracted 100%. They want the signatures to be fully optimal. But that's just it. Fully optimal. If you don't care about sweating, great. Get Phoebe, get Zani, get whoever you want. Pull for who looks fun. And I'll admit, Zani does look fun. Come on. I mean, come on. Oh, right? But it feels like a sit lolly Mavrika situation. Everybody's slated Genshin for doing the same thing. Here's the difference. Mavrika, you can put her in a team. She'll be fine. She'll do great. Sit Lolly, you can put her in a team by herself. Same as Mavrika. She'll do great. You put them together, they break the game. Undoubtedly break the game. That's Genshin's big problem. Every new combo, every new unit, HP slowly goes like this. That's the Hoyo business model. Create the problem, sell the solution. Thankfully, Kuro doesn't have that issue. But, like Jian, for example, who, by the way, I will be getting. Jian. He's still meta viable. I'm pretty sure tier list rank him at like tier 0, tier 0.5, tier 1. Like, Yunlin's still one of the best supports in the game. GG for Carlotta. Well, more on that in a second, by the way. It's just, all these 1 point something units are all still viable in the meta because we have skill expression. And none of it's limited. Well, I was going to say, what do we mean by none of it's limited? Well, you're thinking, oh, but Carlotta plus GG is so limited. No. Here's Carlotta's gameplay. Here's where a lot of people make a mistake when it comes to Carlotta. Here's Carlotta's gameplay. You ready? I'm going to show you. Hold down. Press E. That is her gameplay. She seems broken because she's so easy to use. Whereas Zani, you have to dedicate a lot of time and resources and management and rotations. Carlotta is simply just, I left click, I win. GG amplifies that damage. I'm pretty sure that is the most highest scaling damage potential in the game. Like combo wise. But that's it. Same issue with Brant. People do post in Brant saying, oh, he's going to be terrible about 280% energy regen. He's going to be terrible. He's not worth pulling. The second he came out, everybody had complete switch. Everyone was like, Brant is amazing. Brant's the best unit. Oh my god. How could we live without Brant? And admittedly, I was one of those people. Well, I wasn't one of those people. I just really fuck with Brant. So much so I got the weapon. And I even have 2 different builds for Brant. I have the best in slot tie-breaking courage. And also the Molten Rift. Both work. Exactly. Even Kalkaro. You know what? Let me just get chat back for this one. So people can see Jamie. The whole... Even Kalkaro, you can master him. He won't be... Maybe he's tier 2. He's still going to get the job done. He just is a lot more masterful to do. He's a lot more masterful to use. That's the whole thing. Hey Shady, say hi to YouTube. We're recording currently. Like I said, I found it easier to do it while I'm actually talking to people rather than pretending to. Like I was saying, the 4-star issue. Pull up a roster. You can see all the 4-stars in the game. That's it. That's all you've got. The game is in such a healthy game state when solo dungeon is clearing endgame content. A 4-star. Wow. A 4-star. Can we get a new one, maybe? Like 1 or 2 4-stars a year, that's not too much to ask, right? Rather than 2 new characters every patch. Don't become Star Rail. Don't become Hoyoverse. Don't create a problem. Sell the solution. Just call that shit out and be like, hey, be better. You don't have to beat the competition to beat the competition. Just be better. I'm okay with Zani doing like 70% of her max potential in a kit. She's still going to clear endgame content. If it's partial potential that can clear all the endgame content, it's not a problem. It's not a gameplay issue. It's a character issue. Or maybe that's the other way around. Either way, you get what I'm saying, hopefully. And you know what? Sparkle, you're right. Create a problem and sell the solution sometimes to a ton of companies. The issue is, unlike Honkai Star Rail, where you don't have skill expression, it's all turn-based. So you know for a fact the enemies are going to get a turn. Games like this are different. Even for all its flaws and power creep issues, Genshin Impact, you have skill expression. Sure, your Mavrika Sitlali team comps are going to outperform Hypercarry Nuvalet and Hypercarry Al-Haytham. All that. 2 of my favourite units, by the way. They're still clearing the content. It's harder for sure, but they can do it. But Genshin's big problem is, the 4-stars they release, they're never going to be better. I'm not saying give Wuthering Waves a Bennett type character. That'd be fucking garbage for the game. That would actually break the game. Because Bennett is, to this day, in my opinion, one of the most broken characters in gacha games. Not just Hoyoverse games, gacha itself. And he's a beginner unit. That's how fucking fuck-busted Bennett is. But I'm not glazing Bennett, I'm trying to glaze Kuro Games, except for this one thing, no 4 stars. So yeah, that's why I think Zani exposes. Lack of 4-star options really limits skill expression and team variety. So as you can see, I've not done this trial yet. I guarantee this team is going to be Zani, Phoebe, Spectre, Rover. Okay? Because we have no other options. It's really that simple. Give me a 4-star that applies Spectre Fossil like Phoebe. So I can put Aero Rover on a different team, Havoc Rover on another team. Okay? Moment of truth. I don't care about this.
Is that the alarm?
Oh look, Zani,
All right.
Phoebe,
Time to work.
Spectre Rover. What a shock. I will say though. Damn. Okay, I know I said I was gonna skip Zani. However, come on. Right? It's just very scummy, in my opinion. I want Kuro Games to do better because I know they can. We know they can. It's important to realize a lot of these companies don't really care if you trust them. They just want your money. That's the thing, Jamie. There is no cheap 4-star solution. I'm not worried. I'm pretty sure further down the line, Kuro Games will release new 4-stars that help support the element and the reactions rather than the characters, which I would think would be great. Other than that, I'm not too worried actually. Everything else is great. Every other times, like all the other times we've called them out, except people wanting a free 5-star Zani. You're a fucking idiot if you thought that was going to happen. No. Why would they? But Zhang Liao was free and he's still in the meta. Okay? Just so happens he works better with Yinlin. That's just how it is. But he's not unplayable without Yinlin. Same as Zani. I'm pretty sure Zani without Phoebe isn't unplayable. She's still pretty fucking playable. But yeah. That's about it really. That's just the little concern I had. Oh, well, I say little concern. Big concern. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're lame, you'll stay unsubscribed. And I know you aren't lame. You've watched this video. I don't know why I winked there. That was pretty awkward. Anyway, subscribe helps me greatly. All the good stuff. And, like always, stay refreshing. I don't know why I did that. That was very... I should have just finger gunned it. And now it's awkward.